Benvindo a Bate Papo Mata. Welcome to Rear Naked Chat, where we are talking the Ultimate Fighter Brazil. By the way, that translation I just did there, right? Bate Papo Mata is Rear Naked Chat in Portuguese. But when I do the reverse translation of Bate Papo Mata into English, it comes Chat Kills.
Nice. Nice.
So welcome to Chat Kills.
So we're starting now, are we?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
It's okay, man. Don't worry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just, I'm a bit emotional this week. I'm sorry. It's all getting to me a bit. This series.
Did you just
So,
finish watching it?
yeah, just yeah, literally. I'm sorry. It was all a bit much.
Okay.
Um,
Just let me know if you need to take a
yeah,
second. I'm sure
no, I'm
people will be
alright. I'm alright.
patient.
I'll get through. I'll get through.
Okay.
All right.
Soldier. You're a soldier.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. Um,
Um,
so yeah, man. This week, bloody hell. What episode are we up to?
this is episode 9.
Nine.
We're at 6-1 to to Vitor at the start of this episode.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's the last preliminary fight. Our
Right.
boy Serginho, who we picked out
Yeah. Yeah.
back in the day when this
Yeah.
started.
When it started. Yeah. Um.
um,
Yeah.
versus
Speaking of him, like this week's matchup put me in a very tough spot, man. Because
yes.
obviously, yeah, Sid, love a bit of Serginho.
Yep.
Picked him. Wanted him to win, but at the same time, man, I really wanted Wanderlei to get a win as well. It's like, oh, come on, just a bit of pride at the end.
Can't the guy catch a break?
Something. Yeah, let the guy catch a break. And also, I like Pedro Chombo as well. He comes across as like just a real,
Genuine.
as in like he's a real dude. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Keeps it real.
yeah,
There's no bullshit in that guy.
yeah.
Like, this is it. This is who I
Like,
am.
he might not know about the latest iPhones and shit like that, but he's a good guy. Okay.
Yeah, just straight down the line. Type of guy you'd want as a friend.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
so yeah, man, I was feeling in a tough spot leading up to this one.
Yeah. It was strange. There was a lot of emotion going on here because it was
Yeah,
like so many
already.
different things going on. It's like, oh yeah, I like Serginho and he's a bit emotional as well. But then Cheda Pumbo, he's got quite an interesting story. And then
Yeah,
like you got Wandy and fucking Vitor, and then
yeah,
Anderson comes in as well. It's like fucking, hell,
that's
I don't know what to
later on.
think.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know
all
what to think
crazy.
anymore.
Um, so yeah, they did the little review of the fight from the last week, which
Yep.
we already covered last
Yeah.
week
So
as
we're not
well.
going to
I
that.
did notice that there was a slight, maybe lost in translation type thing. When Vanderlei was talking about what happened in the fight, there's a bit where Bodal got Masaranduba's back.
Right.
So basically, he got his opponent's back.
Yeah.
Whereas in the description on the subtitles, it said he came from behind his
Okay.
opponent.
Yeah. I
It's like,
remember
now
that.
that is a completely different
Yeah.
connotation if you're saying it like that.
I remember having to do some mental gymnastics there. It's like, hold. Yep, okay, I get it. I think I know what you're saying.
Yeah, that's obviously the subtitling has been done by someone who doesn't quite understand what taking someone's back is. So
Yeah,
they've just
yeah.
literally translated.
Yeah,
He came from behind his opponent. I
yeah.
was like, man, that sounds a bit creepy.
Well, they've probably used Google Translate, I reckon.
That's it. I reckon that's how it works. Yeah, because yeah, it has once or twice. It has got a little bit confusing for us because obviously, I mean, I think we get a few Brazilian people watching this, but
Yeah,
obviously we don't speak Portuguese, so we're at the mercy of
the subtitles.
subtitles. And I think at times you can even spot like, okay, that didn't seem right what they said there. I
Yeah.
didn't quite match what was going on.
More annoyingly, it's the bits when two people are having a conversation. Primarily one person's talking, and the other one's just about to start his sentences or saying the odd bit, and they never subtitle that guy.
Yeah, yeah, it's
So
always just
you don't quite you only get like bits of it at a time. But yeah,
yeah, yeah. Um,
you
but
know when
yeah,
Vitor just before he's about to step up and announce the final
pick this
fight.
week's. Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
way he goes, like he comes up, before announcing the final fight, and I thought, oh god, here we go.
Here we go. Yeah,
And I
yeah.
love the idea of like one day Wandy snaps and just cuts him off and just like, I'll just announce the fight for fuck's sake,
Yeah,
and there's just like this uncomfortable silence then, like no one knows what to do now.
That is definitely not. That's not outside the
No,
possibility, man. I could see that happening for
yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But he did. He actually kept it short this week. He
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
wound
yeah,
up like he was going to start another
yeah,
speech.
yeah.
Wonder if they even just edited it out as well.
Could have
Just
been, could have been.
they're like,
Yeah,
"Look,
or just told him, or just told him, don't do that again.
we've got a lot of stuff to get into the show this
Yeah,
week.
yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah.
fuck that. Just cut it out. Cut it out."
Wait, also, do you? I hope Vitor was supposed to call out all the semi-finalists at that point because I did think it a bit odd. I thought, was he supposed to do that, or did he just think, you know what? Fuck you, Wanderlei. Watch this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't like me wasting your time.
Yeah,
How about this?
yeah. Look at that,
True. Yeah,
6-1, motherfucker.
and at least, yeah, yeah. You're right, actually. But also, that would, you know what? I would not put that past him to just be doing that as a psychological
Just to
thing.
fuck with
To
him,
just
of
rub it in his
course.
face. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
that cerebral, I reckon.
yeah. I would. Yeah, he's shown that he would do that kind of
Yeah.
thing. But I thought he'd at least pick this week's fight first and then do all the other
And then
ones.
do that, yeah.
Did it the other way around, which is a bit
Or
strange.
after this week's fight, maybe.
But yeah, yeah, yeah.
Would
Next
make a
week.
bit more
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
I reckon he's just done it, man. Seriously.
Come with his head, isn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah, yeah. Like you say, he might as well have just been going
Yeah.
6-1. Yeah, 6-1. But count them. But here they are. Come on, everyone out.
Yeah.
Right. One,
Everyone-
two.
Right, now you six, but, like, just imagine you're just going to have a fight with this guy.
Yeah.
Just play that through in your heads and stand there.
Um, so yeah, then we got a little bit of a look into the guys
The,
fighting.
the life and
Uh,
times of Cheda Pombo, who
Like I say,
didn't get much out of school, learned everything from the classroom of life.
School of Life, fair enough. Yeah, and then yeah, we had Serginho as well. And again, I think we saw it for the first time last week.
Hmm.
Saw it again this week as well with Serginho. Is that he's generally he's either very happy, smiley,
Yeah, yeah,
or crying.
yeah.
But when he gets that look in his eye, when
Yeah.
he gets serious,
You mentioned this last week as well. This look,
he's got
Yeah.
a scary look, man.
Yeah. definitely.
It's like whoa, where, whoa, whoa. He's got the eyes of a killer in there,
Yeah.
man. Like when
And
he wants to turn it on,
Yeah,
he's like, because he's all happy and smiling. Then he's like, yeah, but I'm gonna fuck him up.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
oh shit. Okay. Fair
And I don't know
enough.
if it looks so scary because it's like juxtaposition to
Okay.
the happy, sunny, shiny side of him.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and also he's kept it. We haven't really seen it up till
Yeah,
now.
yeah. He doesn't like abuse it.
No, no. Yeah, it takes responsibility.
There was one bit in Cheda Pombo's story where
It's paid a chumbo, by the way.
what am I saying? Cheda Pombo.
Paid chumbo.
I've got that written down every single time I mention his name now. Pay the Chumbo.
Yeah.
I just wondered if the translation was 100% correct when he said
Okay.
my mother was a heroine. If there was just one mistake in there
So you're thinking it might be his mother was on
on
heroin.
yeah heroin.
I think he meant
That's
a
just
heroin.
Two letters are.
Because I don't think that the sentence "my mother was on heroin" is never really followed by because she raised 8 children on her own. It's like those two aren't usually compatible.
Unless that sentence ends with and failed miserably.
Yeah, they missed. Yeah.
Just edit it off.
Well have been. Could
You know,
well have been.
And the most ridiculous piece of placement yet as well. Did you notice it when
Or
the
he's like,
trainer's holding the training mitt and like some antiperspirant?
I missed that.
Oh, it's so fun.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
even know if it was product placement,
I
but
must have been putting notes down.
it was on Team Vitor's, one of his
Amazing.
fat boxing trainers. He had literally one mitt and some deodorant, and he was hitting the
So
mitt.
it wasn't even an energy drink. He just
No, it
holding
was just deodorant. Like
So
one
it, you know, yeah. Can you imagine if he'd have been holding the mitt up and spraying his armpit at the same
it's like
time?
tss.
That would have been the best ever.
Oh shit!
Fucking hell, that would be funny.
But
So yeah, man.
when they showed that Serginho's first fight, you know that phrase you came up with last week, jits and blitz.
Jits and blitz,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's exactly what Serginho was doing in that first fight. That the legs were all
Yep.
tangled up, and every now and again you just smack him back to it.
Yeah, I think I'm onto something there, man.
Jits and blitz.
But yeah, that was a bit of a rare one though. The way they were just sitting legs
Yeah,
locked,
yeah.
punching each other in the face.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
And then we had Mr. Anderson Silva just
yes.
pop into the building.
I've got to say, man, that knockout of Forrest Griffin. I
Yeah.
probably watched it 100 times. I never
I
get tired
know,
of watching it.
I
It
know.
almost gets better every time.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's
It's
ridiculous.
it's just so.
You know what it reminds
It
me
is the
of? Yeah, it
Matrix
reminds me of that bit when
leaning back from
Neo,
the cliff.
yeah, Neo just gets, no, no, when he gets sick at the end and
Oh yeah, and
Smith's
he's
trying to
just
punch him and he's just like that.
looking the other way and just blocking punches.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah, it really was. It's just superhuman, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But
And I think,
Anderson Silva, when he just walks in, he's just got such an aura about him.
yeah, he does.
Like, I don't know if it's just me, I've created it in my head, but it just genuinely seems like, fucking hell, man, there's the deadliest man on the planet.
Yeah, and he's just such a cool guy with it as well. If you know you're the baddest man on the planet, you got nothing to prove to anyone, have you? You
Yeah.
just
Well, out of
chilled
the
up.
cage, he's very childish, I thought. He's like a
Yeah,
kid running around. But like the whole time I was watching him, like I myself was smiling there, and then he did a little bit of sparring with who did he spar? Like he was obviously a very big fan of his. Macarao, I think he sparred with Macarao, and Macarao was just smiling. Okay. Um, yeah, and the bit where Anderson Silva was whenever he was on screen, basically, I myself was just sitting there watching it, just smiling, just because he's smiling, everyone else is smiling.
you're just so happy.
Just so happy to see him and like to see him in his natural environment as well because we don't see him being able to express
No,
himself that
we
clearly.
don't, because his English isn't that great for
Yeah,
us. And
yeah,
when he's on English speaking shows, we don't. He doesn't. He's a bit tentative and he's a bit
yeah.
reserved.
And normally
But
we see him after a fight as well, doing a
yeah,
post-fight press conference, and that's not the best time to see
not a
someone in
good
their
time
natural
either.
habitat.
No, no. But yeah, even the guy who was sparring with him was smiling, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Macarena
Yeah.
as well. He was just like, yeah. Anderson Silva.
I liked as well. Did you see when Anderson was pretending to get dropped as well?
Yeah,
Just hitting him.
it's like,
That was so funny, man.
it's just a very likable, childlike quality to him.
Just great guy, yeah.
And I loved how good friends Wanderlei Silva and Anderson are as well. Like you
Yeah,
can tell they're
that's great.
proper good mates.
Big hug as well. And I liked as well how Rafael Cordero kind of got hold of him, like when he's introducing him to everyone.
Oh yeah,
He's kind of
yeah.
like, yeah, this is what I've been talking about the whole time, yeah. This is what, look, you want to know why I'm pissed off with you? This is what I'm used to training, yeah.
In my
Get
normal
your shit
job,
together.
when I'm not here, this is what
Yeah,
I make.
yeah, yeah. 'Cause it's almost like you lot haven't been listening to me.
Yeah.
Well, look what happens if you do listen to me, yeah. This shit right here, like he was so like you could tell he was
I love
just
the idea of
really trying to.
him dragging Anderson Silva out to the middle. See, this is why I'm pissed off every week.
Yeah,
Go on, show him your kick. Show him that kick.
this is what I'm used to. Yeah, yeah. Shit. But yeah, I forgot. I mean, because when he came in, like in previous shows, when they've had the guest fighter come in,
Mm,
Arno and Aldo, they've gone into each camp and had a little
yes.
word. So my initial thing was to think, oh, okay, he's going to go to Vitor's camp.
Yeah.
Then it was like, oh shit, actually no, there might be a bit of beef there.
Yeah. Yeah.
First of all, he knocked him the fuck. But also,
No, but it
there's
seems
a
like
bit
there's
of a
something
history.
more. Yeah.
There is, yeah, exactly. And I would like to point out there was someone in our comments who said, when I was talking about this before, having a bit of beef,
Yeah.
you say no, that's not right. That's gossip. There's no problem between Anderson and Vitor. Well, to that I say, fuck you, because there's blatantly a problem between them. Because he wouldn't even go in. The other team were in their changing room, and they were basically saying he's not coming in because he thinks Vitor's in here.
Yeah.
They were just, yeah, he wasn't getting involved at all, was he, man?
I'm just really enjoying
Yeah,
how
yeah.
interactive our show's becoming.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. You know, I appreciate the feedback, but you're wrong.
But you're wrong.
Yeah.
There is beef there. There is hardcore beef.
Exactly. Brazilian
Um,
beef.
yeah.
Uh,
But I was hoping at least to see them exchange, like they to be in the same place or look at
who's
each
that?
other.
Vitor
Anderson and
Anderson?
Vitor, yeah.
No, no, no.
Like I was just hoping that because that would have told you everything if they were just past each other and gave each other a look. It's like you know.
I think what told us everything was the bit when he was basically slagging him off and calling him a coward, and then went, "Oh shit, I forgot I had a mic on,"
Sorry, I forgot about that.
and then went, "Ah, fuck it, who gives a shit? Like, I'll stand by it."
Yeah, He's just saying, but you just got to get in his face. He's fucking scared. He's a coward.
Pussy.
He's a pussy, yeah.
And he's like, oops. Oh, who cares? It's true. It's true anyway.
That's the thing. If he would have actually meant pussy, like as in someone American would say, they wouldn't translate that as pussy. They would have said
Cat.
coward. So
I thought you were gonna say they would have put cat.
he's a cat.
Yeah. But yeah, and as well drawing the foot on him with spider.
Oh yeah. Just should have popped it on the chin, just there.
Yeah. Or just kicked
In
it.
fact, not even the foot, just the ball of the foot and the big toe, just there.
What,
That's
drawn it?
Yeah.
It or actually just kicked it? I mean,
Oh yeah, kicked it would have been even better. Just create a hole.
stick his foot through it.
Yeah, a foot-shaped hole on his face.
But yeah, I think what he did was enough of a message, I think.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah. I would love to see Anderson Silva one day come out in a Spider-Man outfit, being the Spider,
Wow.
or like a Venom outfit.
Because you know he took that name because Spider-Man was his favourite
Yes,
comic
I
book
did know
character
that
as a
because
kid,
when
yeah.
I saw him on Cribs. He loves
Yes.
Marvel.
Yeah, yeah. He's a man after your own heart,
Yeah.
actually, isn't he? He's with the... There, yeah.
Yeah.
And what they can't see as well is your figure collection that you've got at home,
Yes,
which Anderson also has. I
Yeah.
noticed. Cribs, yeah. So
mine's better.
Again. pretty much the same as Dana White, pretty much the same as Anderson Silva.
Same as Dana White, same as Anderson Silva.
Yeah, it's all relative.
Well, for anyone who hasn't seen us on TUF Live, that's a running joke where that's
Oh,
going
yes,
to be that's going to be our tagline.
Yeah, I forgot about that bit. Sorry, yeah. Just, go and watch it. Give us some views.
All right.
But yeah. So yeah, what do we get to then? The weigh-in, this week's weigh-in.
Yeah, the weigh-in and then the
Yeah,
fight.
I noticed Serginho. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was. He seems like a sort of small, frail guy kind of thing. Because whenever he talks, he seems to sort of be hanging his head, and he's all like,
Yeah, and he hunches his shoulders a lot as well.
yeah, and he's sort of.
If he stood up
He's
straight,
almost
he's just
frail.
a tall motherfucker, and he's big.
Yeah, he's big. So yeah, when I saw them both at the weigh-in, I suddenly realised there was quite a size difference.
Yeah.
And Pedro Chombo, by personality, seemed bigger because he is always sort of upright and
Yeah.
looking straight in the camera. But it was the other way round, really, in reality.
And also, Serginho's crying a lot on camera, which
Right.
makes you think he's just a bit frail. And Cheda Pombo's never crying.
No, exactly.
Pedro Chombo, sorry.
Yeah, even he's one of the only ones who didn't cry when he was telling his life story, did he? Even though it was hard.
Yeah, it was hard. Yeah.
Was it his mom? He said about his mom.
His mother was a heroine, or was a/on heroin.
On heroin. There could have been a bit of a translation issue there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if those two things. I don't know if it was on heroin would have been followed by and raised 8 kids by herself. I don't know. I don't know if that worked as a translation.
Followed by and failed miserably at that.
If they cut that bit off, then yeah, you might be right there.
Right.
Either way.
Basically the fight now, which was.
I did notice one thing actually when they were in the bus on the way to the fight. They were at it again, Vitor's team. I've noticed it doesn't matter what the person's name is, how long the name is, they still will try and squeeze it into the lyrics of "We Will Rock You." Have you noticed that?
Yes, I've noticed that.
It's like Serginho. It's like, couldn't you come up with another tune?
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and just say, you know what? That's the best song ever, according to everyone in Brazil.
As far as getting yourself charged up for a fight.
Yeah.
It's like, look, it doesn't matter really what we say, as long as we stick to that tune. But did you notice Serafian's lyrics as well? It was something like, I can't remember the exact lines, but it was like, Serginho, he's going to go in there and he's going to punch Pedro Chombo in the face. But yeah, they will crowbar in anything into that tune, man.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But yeah, so then to the fight. As expected, it was a jiu-jitsu battle.
Yeah, I was looking forward to this. I've been loving the jiu-jitsu matches recently, man.
Then did you notice there was an early clinch, like right at the beginning? They kind of got into a standing clinch.
Yeah.
And it looked like Pedro was just sort of cupping his balls. Did you notice that? He
See,
just sort of had his hand because I
I don't know,
thought,
mate. I wasn't looking.
well, because I caught my eye because I thought he had his hand. You know, usually they'll grab the inside of the leg,
Yeah, 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 for a bit of
and his
control.
hand didn't look sideways. It
Oh,
kind of looked
really?
like it was like that. And I was
Yeah,
kind of like, is that good? That stops him shooting in for a
yeah.
takedown? Because if he moves, I've got a handful of
Well,
balls,
I, I've seen the rules for the octagon,
right?
and that isn't mentioned in there that you can't do that.
God, like you can't hit them,
Yeah,
but
you
there's
can.
nothing against
Yeah,
just
you're just pushing off them. Yeah,
cupping them.
just pushing them away.
But I think maybe it just looked like that. I'm pretty sure that's not what he was doing.
Yeah, yeah.
It just looked.
By pushing them away, like I don't mean like both of them.
Um, but yeah, I don't know that it just looked that way to me. I don't know,
No,
maybe
I'll have to revisit that just as a check
optical
out.
illusion. Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet.
But yeah, really good jiu-jitsu battle, and
Yeah,
it all seemed
overall,
to go wrong after that kick got caught.
yeah. Don't throw kicks, man.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
good enough jujitsu. Um,
But I
but I
mean, he
suppose
must have been confident in jiu-jitsu as well to be
Pedro
throwing
Chumbo. But
kicks. Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
isn't
He's
he's a
like a world
multiple
champion
world
or
champion,
something.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's no slouch, you know what I mean? He's like a top level jiu-jitsu guy.
That's it. But
But
Serginho just had the better jujitsu, didn't he? Just,
and
I wonder as well at this point if there's actually now a psychological component to it as well. Like the
what do you
Wanderlei's
mean?
fighters, the belief isn't
Oh,
quite
right,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Because Vitor's team seemed very confident, very,
Yeah, because when someone like Rafael Cordeiro is telling them like, "Don't you trust the hands that are polishing you?" that kind of thing,
yeah, yeah.
then immediately that idea is planted in their heads like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't trust you.
Mm. Right, yeah, yeah.
It just starts to create, it's just negative words, negative feelings.
I think I think all the losing as well, really,
Yeah.
because the problem was they in early on they
Mm.
really fully invested into the team concept,
Yes.
whereas
Yeah, they had that meeting and everything.
yeah, which the reality of it is, as we'll probably get to in a minute, which Dana White pointed out, is like, look, technically, they're not really teams.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
it's it's one on one,
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
And I think they bought a bit too much into the team concept. So the fact that their team was losing every single week,
yeah.
all of their collective confidence kind of dropped. And Vitor's team, you can see they're all
Yeah,
really
it was getting ridiculous, mate. Like I
it's
said,
getting really high. But then it seems like that now might have backfired against them.
of
They
course,
got a bit
of course it
got a
has.
bit too high.
They just got carried away, man.
Um,
And we'll come
they,
on to that, but just to finish the fight off,
yeah, I mean,
um,
once Serginho had his back and flattened him out, it was only going one way, wasn't it?
yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You could tell it was a matter of. I mean, his jiu-jitsu is it must be ridiculous now. But I mean, Pedro Chumbo is a top level jiu-jitsu guy, and
Yeah,
he's done him quite easily. And I
yeah,
think Serginho does this thing that's different to a lot of jiu-jitsu, but it seems like he likes to like hang out in those positions between a guard and between his guard and an opponent's potential move. Like, because in this one he was like halfway between getting a triangle done on him and half in his guard. And I'm
yeah,
wondering why, if the I don't not done any jiu-jitsu, but I imagine is the person on the ground thinking, "Oh shit, which way is this going to go? Which way is this going
yeah.
to go?"
You got to be so confident, I think,
Yeah,
in
to
your own.
hang area to risk it at that level. It's like I
But
could get triangled here, but
but again, I wonder if the psychology was coming into that.
yeah,
Like maybe. I mean, he did look a lot better, but the fact that Pedro Chombo is a multiple world
yeah,
champion was making me think, how much better can he be? But
yeah,
maybe mentally he just wasn't there. But um, when he lost, that's probably the worst I think I've ever felt for someone who's lost on the
yeah.
show
Really,
because you could tell how bad he wanted it.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Because
he was so disappointed because sometimes you guys will lose and you can kind of tell they kind of
they
not
sort of
happy
knew it.
about it.
They knew it as
They
well.
sort of knew it.
They
Where
played it out. Yeah.
he was just like, no man,
No,
what the
it's like,
fuck?
hold on. I wasn't meant to win this show. What's going on? It was
Yeah,
like
yeah. Like,
that.
you could tell he was devastated, man. So I felt
Fuck.
really bad for him. But then actually, having said that, there was someone else like that earlier as well. Was it Matt Corral?
Who what?
Was just devastated afterwards, like, oh, I
I
can't
can't
believe that
remember now.
happened.
There's been a
I
lot of
think it was.
devastation.
Yeah, it's true, actually. Yeah, yeah.
Like Massa and Du was pretty. I mean, he didn't
Yeah.
really have his wits about him, but once he did, he
No.
was like, "Oh shit."
But he was more physically
Yeah,
devastated.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
True.
Like, he was just like, get me in an ice bath,
Yeah.
dump me in there, fill it with ice.
Um.
Uh, yeah,
So yeah,
speaking of being
I think
devastated,
you called this last week as well. You said at the end of last week's episode that Serginho had a look in his eyes, like, you know what, I'm gonna win because he got inspired by Bodeo.
he did. I think
Yeah.
anyone who watched that got inspired by
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
If you didn't, there's something wrong with you, I think.
yeah. So again, it was like you're right. It was that whole thing of Team Vitor just building this such a strong team vibe. It's emotional, it's physical, it's just like this psychologically together. It's just all there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, it kind of backfired because
Yeah. It's like,
I
it's
was
like a runaway train.
yeah, even before that all kicked off about swapping teams. All I was thinking before that was right, yeah, you're all happy now, but do you realise you've got to fight each other?
Exactly. And I'm not sure they fully were looking
They
that far
forgot
ahead.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah, because that's Vitor's thing. He was all obviously very proud of himself. Of like, I've won 7 out of 8.
yeah,
But then it's like, that's all well and good, but
yeah,
now you've hit the wall now. It's like you've built this runaway train,
yeah.
and then now you've
And
lost, you know.
And even this talk of it being unfair and stuff, like that's happened before with Rashad's team as well. It's like, well, we won all the fights and we're the ones getting punished. It's like, well, no, obviously this has to happen.
Yeah.
Surely you must have known like this was going to happen if you win all the fights.
I mean, did you catch Chael Sonnen on the Joe Rogan podcast?
No, I haven't heard it yet.
'Cause he was talking about TUF a bit, and
Right.
he was basically saying um, the show technically doesn't because they're not really teams.
Of
Like
course.
there needs to be more of a team incentive.
Yeah.
It needs to be like something like when you win your fight, there's a bonus every week that everyone gets
In the
sort of
team.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it is just one on
It's
one. Really,
pointless. Yeah.
the
It's
team
just,
shit is just an illusion.
you're just sparring partners. That's all you are.
Yeah,
And that could be
exactly.
anyone. It doesn't have to be the
Exactly.
team.
Yeah. And it's not even like the teams are living in separate houses either.
No, no, no.
It's just it's nothing. It's just
Uh,
yeah, one on one. So,
it's just the colour of the shirt, man.
but holy shit, man, it got emotional.
Fucking, I'm just getting it's kind of the image of it is just burned. It was so bizarre, and the image
So
of it is
it's
just imprinted in my brain now. Every time I close my eyes, I just see like these fucking muscular men just
falling. Yeah.
crying and hugging and just
Because so how did it started? Dana had the video conference,
yeah,
which was a bit surreal,
yeah,
and it was kind of like he was like, right, how are we going to do this? You've got to basically
you've got to split
swap.
teams
You've got to
now.
swap.
You have to.
You've
Yeah,
got to
this
split
always
teams,
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So basically, either you pick them
yeah,
or I pick them.
yeah. I was hoping he was going to say either you pick them or I'm going to
Or
let Wandy pick them.
that's what I thought he was going to do as well.
Because that's an incentive.
That'd be brilliant. Because then
Straight away, it would have been like, okay, I want this one, this one, this one, this one.
exactly, I was exactly the same. I was
Cut
so
through the
hoping that was gonna
bullshit.
happen. I was so hoping that was going to happen because straight away, I reckon Vandy probably would have picked the ones that he was given anyway in the end.
No, he just the poorest ones. He would just be like, give me the three poorest.
Exactly, Serginho, ghetto dude,
Yeah.
he would have done. But obviously, yeah, Mutant wasn't going to go, was he? Caesar.
No way. And they said
Uh,
Serafian as well, but I don't know why.
Yeah, he didn't say well, did he?
Yeah.
I reckon it was. Look, I've got to keep Serafian because
Yeah.
he's probably going to win.
Yeah, yeah. That's what it is. And he just slipped it in behind Seiza Muchan.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I'll tell you a reason as well, apart from the fact that he's sick. Another reason I think Serafian's going to win was that when all this shit was going on leading up to it, like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. They're going to split the teams, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, his
They were talking
attitude.
about it, and Serafian
Yeah.
goes, "Well, at the end of the day, to say what's fair or not fair,
Yeah,
my job is to follow orders."
yeah, like
That's
a
it.
soldier.
And I was like, "Yes, that's it. You're going to win because you're not." He's not. He's like, "Fuck it. I don't need to worry about that shit."
Yeah.
Get on with it.
I didn't like how Vitor was like, only because of what his point of like a few weeks ago about, look, this is just a business. You have to fight your friends. That's just how it is. And then all
Yeah.
of a sudden this week he's like, no, man, you can't fight teammates though. No way, you can't fight teammates.
Yeah.
It's like, why all the fuss all of a sudden? You were like ice cold like a couple of weeks ago when you made one mate break the other guy's arm.
Yeah, and I loved the way Dana White just kind of went because he was like, "Well, can I just say, look, I don't think it's right." Dana White was just kind of like, "Well, what? Who gives a shit?" I mean, this is the way it
Hurry
is.
up.
Yeah, it's not teams. It's
Yeah. And then
one person wins.
and then they basically went back to their individual rooms and started. Oh God, it
Then
started.
soap opera began. I mean, overall, there was so much going on. In the end, I didn't really quite understand what was going on.
It just started to feel like that bit in Lord of the Rings when all the different like people have been
Yeah,
together in films and they're about to go their own separate ways and they're all doing their goodbyes.
it's so true. That's exactly what it was. But I got confused in the end because
It
he was
didn't
just like,
matter in the end, man.
nah, nah. I was just enjoying the show
Yeah,
because it was like they were picking names out of hats on Wendy's team,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Vandy nearly started crying, didn't
Yeah,
he?
it was an
We did,
emotional one.
didn't he? He was like,
All of them teams. I know, like Vitor's team had like a stronger cohesion and more wins, but they were still together as well, but just in a very negative way.
yeah, but they still bonded. They
Still
still,
They
yeah,
bonded over Rafael Cordero just blasting them.
slating her. Yeah, I think the only one who didn't buy into it fully was Serginho.
Right.
Because I think, first of all, he had a bit of beef that he was getting neglected early on.
Yes.
And then they had a little bit when he was talking to Bodal, was it?
Right. I didn't get that. I didn't understand what he was saying there. Did you get
Again,
that?
a little bit lost in
Oh,
translation. But the conclusion I got from it was basically um, that he was like, I don't really want to be on that team anyway. Like,
yeah.
if I could. So then you had the bit where Vito's crying and going, I'm so sorry. Junior had to kind of act
Yeah.
like he cared.
You know,
And he was looking down, wasn't he? And you could tell
that's
he
what he
was
did.
like,
He just went down and started smiling.
yes.
He just went like this, but he was smiling.
I know, but I love the fact Vito had no idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just bawling, I'm so sorry, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. And thinking that,
You know, that's when this drama really kicked it up a gear. It was getting on the verge of like emotional, and then he had to say Bodeo. Bodale's
yeah,
got to go, and that was
yeah,
it. It was
everyone
gone.
just lost it. It's like,
The
yeah,
floodgates were just open then. It's like, come on, everyone, let's
yeah,
just have a good cry.
set it out. Oh, it was amazing. But yeah, I'm
So,
glad. So was it? It was. So who's gone to Wanderlei?
um,
Bodal, Serginho, and Pepe.
Pepe, yeah, that was a weird one because
Yeah, because he's the playboy, isn't he?
yeah, but he's fairly thingy about it as well, like nonchalant, as in like, well, it doesn't matter, I've just come in to win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Um,
Vanderlei will like him as well once he starts training with
and
him.
then the other guys coming across doesn't really matter.
No,
Here's a question. What would happen if it was 8-0 to Vitor? Like, would Vitor make a case then to say, look, he's lost, get him off the show.
kick him
The
off.
rest of the show is just me training my guys. Like, he just turns it into the Vitor Belfort show.
I mean, he'd have a fair argument, I
Yeah.
think.
Like, what's he going to do here now? What, you just going to give him half my fighters?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and Dana's the kind of guy that
You can't turn it into...
the show is
Yeah.
technically called.
You can't turn it into the Vitor Belfort show.
You can't. No, you can't. It would be hilarious though.
Oh,
I
God.
don't know what they do.
Yeah, it's never
They'd have
happened yet. This is
to
as
just
close
split
as we
it.
got, yeah.
It came close, didn't it? Was it the Rampage series or?
Um, yeah, Rampage only had that Marcus Jones, Darkness.
That's right.
That was his only winner.
And he turned out to be, didn't
Yeah, and he got sparked.
he? He was the guy who flipped on Matt Mitrione
Yeah.
for no good reason.
No,
Just like,
he was just misunderstanding.
misunderstanding. Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
it was over the top though, to say the least.
yeah. It's funny. Yeah, man, bloody hell, that was a lot going on this
That was
week.
a strong end.
It's almost like I want to talk about it a bit more, but
What's
you
this,
you can't really put it into words, man.
what can you say?
It's just just
You had to be there.
obviously.
And if you're
if
watching this, you were
you've
there.
wa-
So
Yeah, if you're watching this, you saw the show. You know, there's nothing more we can say. I think that's it. I think it's a good way to wrap it
Yeah.
up, really.
We got a little bit of drama next week. Don't know what's going to happen, but it looks like someone's out, and
Oh yeah,
it feels like it's been a long time since we had that situation where it's like, oh shit, gets to come back in. Someone gets to come back in. Can't remember the last time that happened.
nah. Who gets to do it? I suppose they have to meet up and agree again,
Yeah.
which I think that'll be interesting because Vanderlei is going to be so wanting to get one of his
One of
guys
his
in
guys, of
badly.
course. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's weird
yeah.
though now because if basically unless Ronnie Jason wins
Which I think that's
his
probably
weight
a good
division,
chance
which
of him winning.
he could, and then it will be 50-50. It's like, well, it's a draw, mate. This season was a draw.
Exactly. Yeah.
End
Um,
of.
So yeah, man, we'll see. We will see. But
Yep.
yeah, I think that's about it for this week, isn't it?
Yes. So again, thank you for listening. Thank you for all the comments. Really appreciate it. Glad you're
Keep 'em
enjoying
coming.
it. Yeah. If
Keep
there's any
coming.
feedback, please put a comment, positive or negative. We don't
comment
care.
comment right here on Rear Naked channel or Twitter, Rear Naked Chat, or email us,
Yeah.
rearnakedchat@gmail.com.
Yes. And
Um,
we'll see
that's
you
about it.
for episode 10, the semis.
Cannot wait.
Brazil!
Brazil.